empires. And I have a lot of information to share with you on this topic. And there was a video that I shared on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network. Shared it a few months ago, and it dealt with a European scientist who realized that the ancient Egyptians and ancient Nubians were Black Africans. Okay, well, I'll show you that clip also. All right, so we have the information in the thread of our broadcast, also to register for the 12-week online course that I teach. So the first African empire that we'll look at that Europeans tried to claim as their own is the empire of ancient Nubia, okay? And also you'll hear referred to as Ta Seti or Ta-Nehesi. When we look at, ancient Nubia existed from 4500 BC to 500 AD, 4500 BCE, before the Common Era, or BC, before Christ, to 500 AD, or Common Era. Now, ancient Nubia, or Ta Seti, also known as Kush, the region was known as Kush, was a region along the Nile River located in northern Sudan and southern Egypt. So today, the lower portion of the Sudan, the upper portion of the Sudan and the lower portion of Egypt historically was known as Nubia. All right. And we know that the geographical boundaries that exist today in the 54 African nations largely are the result of the Berlin Conference of 1884 and 1885 that was presided over by German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck. And these 14 European nations are going to carve Africa up into colonies, and they draw the geographical boundaries around the areas that had the natural resources and the mineral wealth that the respective European nations wanted. Okay, so the first monarchy, let me go back to that. Located in northern Sudan and southern Egypt. Now, it was home to some of Africa's earliest kingdoms, known for rich deposits of gold. Nubia was a major trading port for luxury goods that came from sub-Saharan Africa, such as incense, ivory, and ebony. Now, the first monarchy recorded in history was established in ancient Nubia. The Nubians were also known for exceptional archery skills that provided the military strength for their rulers. Pharaohs or kings of Nubia ultimately conquered and ruled Kemet, or Egypt, for about 100 years. Monuments still stand in modern Egypt and Sudan at the sites where Nubian rulers built cities, temples, and royal pyramids. Now, in the 1800s, the Western world's interest in Nubia was awakened by the rediscovery of the ancient empire's monuments, which were reported almost simultaneously by individual British, French, and American explorers. Now, many of these European explorers found it difficult to credit indigenous Africans for building such a civilization. So so what we see here is the same thing that they did with Egypt. They tried to say that, oh, well, these were brown-skinned Caucasians, or these were Semitic people, or these were reddish-skinned Caucasians, anything except Black Africans, because they don't want to have to admit that it was Black Africans who built these ancient civilizations that Europeans tried to claim as their own, but is also Black Africans that you have enslaved in the United States, in these various European countries also, when you talk about Great Britain, France, Portugal, etc. So they don't want to have to come out and admit, it's like, well, wait a second. You have these African people enslaved, all right, but you don't want to give credit to the civilizations that people built. And we know that African people did not stay stagnant, did not stay stationary. So we migrated. And some of the migration was voluntary. Some of the migration was forced, okay, because of invasions. So we know that the Yoruba that are in Nigeria, as well as the Dogon of Mali and Burkina Faso, okay, we know that they come from ancient Kemet. All right, so we're going to see African people migrate migrate from Nile Valley region of Africa to Central Africa to West Africa. All right, so many of them found it difficult to credit indigenous Africans for building such a civilization. We see the same thing with Zimbabwe as well. And then we also see, when we look at the Moors, the African Moors, we see Europeans tried to claim that, oh, all the Moors were Europeans. All right, now this video here, this is a European scientist who is disappointed when he finds out that ancient Egyptian pharaohs were Black Africans. Ancient Egyptian pharaohs were Black Africans. And I'm going to see if we can get this to play here. I'm going to go to this. Let's switch over to it. Just give me a minute here. All right, let's flip over to this video. All right, let's.
Nubian feature, which means that the ruling family was probably Nubian, and that was unexpected.
Examining Shammai's anatomy closely, the thickness of his bones and the shape of his nasal cavity, the anthropologists think he was a Black African, likely from neighboring Nubia. A huge revelation that challenges the prevailing image of the Egyptian ruling class.
We always thought the ancient Egyptian elite were Mediterranean type, and in this sense, Shammai is representing the society of the frontier, in which different ethnic groups were mixed. At the end, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. Shammai was Egyptian.
Okay, so I want to start that from the beginning. So just a second here. Let me refresh that. So he said at the end, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. He was Egyptian, but he doesn't want to say who the ancient Egyptians were.
Surprise for Alejandro. Shammai's ethnicity.
Well, they have just told me that Shammai had a Nubian feature, which means that the ruling family was probably Nubian, and that was unexpected.
Examining Shammai's anatomy closely, the thickness of his bones and the shape of his nasal cavity, the anthropologists think he was a Black African, likely from neighboring Nubia. A huge revelation that challenges the prevailing image of the Egyptian ruling class.
We always thought the ancient Egyptian elite were Mediterranean type, and in this sense, Shammai is representing the society of the frontier, in which different ethnic groups were mixed. At the end, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. Shammai was Egyptian.
Okay, so why would you think that the ruling class in ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, was Mediterranean? See, they said they were shocked. They were stunned. They were stunned that he's Black African. Really? These are the type of games that they play. Okay, these are the type of games that they play, and then they're so shocked. Oh my God, these are Negroes. Oh my God, you mean like the Negroes that we enslaved and told the world were inferior, right? And never contributed anything to world civilization. never built societies, etc. We made it illegal for them to learn to read and write when they gave reading and writing and literature to world civilization. They created world civilization. Oh my God. We can't let the world know this. Okay. All right. Now, during the 1840s, German Egyptologist Carl Richard Lepsius, who lived from 1810 to 1884, asserted confidently that the Greek term Ethiopian, when referring to the ancient civilized people of Kush, did not apply to Negroes, but was used to describe reddish-skinned people closely related to the Egyptians who belonged to the Caucasian race. And when you read Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization by Tony Browder, which is one of the books that we use in the 12-week online course that I teach, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. And our next class is Saturday, March 18th, okay, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Browder deals with some of the excuses that Europeans try to give to explain away the Africanity of ancient Egyptians, ancient Kemetic people, Nubians, things of this nature. Okay, they would do mental gymnastics to try to say, oh no, these were not Negroes. Okay, these were not sub-Saharan Africans. Okay, these were Mediterranean. They were Mediterranean, or they say the Greek term Ethiopian. And at one time, Ethiopia, all of Africa at one time was referred to as Ethiopia. Okay, even when you study Greek mythology, and in high school I took a class on Greek mythology. Even when you study Greek mythology, they tell you that Zeus, who was the king of the gods in Greek mythology, they tell you Zeus came from Ethiopia. All right, so this is deep in their history, and then you look at where they get the knowledge from. When like the Greco-Roman soldiers, when they conquer ancient Kemet, they're going to learn from the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Kemetic people, and they're going to take the little bit of knowledge that they learn. They learn less than 10%. They're going to take the little bit of knowledge that they learned. They take it back to Greece and Rome, but they take it to other parts of the world. They also take it to Ireland as well. Okay, so they said that during the 1840s, German Egyptologist Carl Richard Lepsius said that the Greek term Ethiopian, when referring to the ancient civilized people of Kush, did not apply to Negroes, but was used to describe reddish-skinned people closely related to the Egyptians who belonged to the Caucasian race. Was he trying to imply that Negroes were not civilized? Is that what he was trying to imply? Now, Nubia was the first recorded monarchy. Now, ancient Kemet, or Egypt, is the first major civilization in Africa for which records are abundant. It was not, however, Africa's first kingdom. A March 1st, 1979 New York Times front page article written by journalist Boyce Rensberger reported, quote, evidence of the oldest recognizable monarchy in human history, preceding the rise of the earliest Egyptian kings or pharaohs or Nasubites by several generations, has been discovered in artifacts from ancient Nubia. Now, the artifacts, including hundreds of fragments of pottery, stone vessels, and ceremonial objects, such as incense burners, were initially recovered from Cusco Qustul, Cemetery by Keith C. Seale, Seele, a professor at the University of Chicago. Okay, now what is a monarchy? What is a monarchy? Right now, a monarchy is a political system based upon the undivided sovereignty or rule of a single person. So, like a king, could be a queen as well. All right. The term applies to states in which supreme authority is vested in the monarch, and who is an individual ruler who functions as the head of state. An individual ruler who functions as the head of state and who achieves his or her position through heredity, usually through heredity. Most monarchies allow only male succession from father to son. Okay. For more information, check out Britannica.com. They have some good basic information on what a monarchy is. Okay. And it's listed under monarchy. Now, ancient Nubian artifacts yield evidence of earliest monarchy. This was a March 1st, 1979 New York Times article. Okay. And in the article, it says, evidence of the oldest recognizable monarchy in human history, preceding the rise of the earliest Egyptian kings by several generations, has been discovered in artifacts from ancient Nubia in Africa. Until now, it had been assumed that at the time, the ancient Nubian culture, which existed in what is now northern Sudan and southern Egypt, had not advanced beyond a collection of scattered tribal clans and chiefdoms. The existence of rule by kings indicates a more advanced form of political organization. Okay, indicates a more advanced form of political organization in which many chiefdoms are united under a powerful and wealthier ruler. The discovery is expected to stimulate a new appraisal of the origins of civilization in Africa, raising the question of to what extent later Egyptian culture may have derived its advanced political structure from the Nubians. The various symbols of Nubian royalty that have been found are the same as those associated in latter times with Nasubites or pharaohs or Egyptian kings. So Nubia or Ta-Nehesi is the mother. Okay, Nubia or Ta-Nehesi is the mother, and the grandmother of ancient Kemet is Abyssinia or Ethiopia. All right, so all those civilizations are connected. You're dealing with Nile Valley region civilization. All right, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a like on this broadcast. Okay, so the discovery is expected to stimulate a new appraisal of the origins of civilization in Africa, raising the question of to what extent latter Egyptian culture may have derived its advanced political structure from the ancient Nubians. The various symbols of Nubian royalty that have been found are the same as those associated in latter times with ancient Egyptian kings or pharaohs. The new findings suggest that the ancient Nubians may have reached this stage of political advancement as long ago as 3300 BCE, before the Common Era, or BC, before Christ, several generations before the earliest documented Egyptian king. The discovery is based on the study of artifacts from ancient tombs excavated 15 years ago, now 15 years prior to 1979. Okay, 15 years ago, in an international effort to rescue archaeological deposits before the rising waters of the Aswan Dam covered them. Okay, so read this article from March 1st, 1979, from the New York Times. Ancient Nubian artifacts yield evidence of earliest monarchy. This is ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. Class number 1 starts up Saturday, June 24th, 2023. Register right now. Visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com. So when you visit our website, you scroll down the page, you see the information for our Sunday night radio show, the African History Network show, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on 9:10 a.m. Superstation WFDF, and we broadcast on our social media platforms. You see our PayPal, Cash App information here as well. And then 12-week online course. So we do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded. This class is on sale $80, regularly $130. You can register for the full 12-week online course here. When you click on that link, it takes you to the next page. And on the next page, just click on enroll. Right here, the purple button, enroll. As soon as you register, you can start watching the content, okay? And we do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded. You can go back and watch this anytime. A year from now, 2 years from now, you can go back and watch the entire class. You don't have to be in class live, or don't take attendance, anything like that. We have a live text chat also. In class, you can see me, I can't see you. We have a live text chat, so you can ask questions in class as well, okay? And we have a bundle pack where you get this class and the second class that I teach, Black resistance movements from the Haitian Revolution, U.S. Civil War, Civil Rights Movement, and Black Power Movement, 1800 to 1968. I teach that class on Sundays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that class, we deal with so much history. We deal with that crucial period of time leading up to the Civil War, and after slavery ends, in the Reconstruction era, Jim Crow era, Great Migration, World War I, World War II, Civil Rights Movement, Black Power Movement, to understand what happened to us after slavery ended, what were the laws and policies put in place to put us where we are, to bring us to where we are today, to understand where we need to go from here. So your understanding of politics, and politics is the legal distribution of scarce wealth, power, and resources, and the writing of laws, statutes, ordinances, amendments, and treaties, their adoption, interpretation, and enforcement. Your understanding of politics is directly related to your understanding of history. So the more you understand history, the better you understand politics, the better we understand how all these policies impact us and how to engage in politics. And this is why you hear me say we have to stop telling African Americans to exercise your right to vote. You don't vote for exercise. If you want to exercise, you go to the gym and work out. You vote for power. Politics is the legal distribution of scarce wealth, power, and resources, and the writing of laws, statutes, ordinances, amendments, and treaties, their adoption, interpretation, and enforcement. So we have to understand history, economics, law, and politics to be able to put together agendas, to be able to organize and force our agenda and get policies put in place that are beneficial to African Americans, and what's good for African Americans are good for America in general. All right, so visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com. You can register for this class. Class number 1 is Saturday, June 24th. Class number 2 is Saturday, July 1st. Class number 3 is Saturday, July 8th. And this is 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the link for the class in the thread of the broadcast. You can register right now. We have bonus content already uploaded that you can start watching, and you'll also get 5 of my lectures free included with the registration of this course. They will be in the video library, so you can stream 5 of my lectures also. If you want to support the African History Network, and if you if you want to pay through Cash App, you can do so right through our website. Right on the homepage of our website, our Cash App information is there. $ the AHN show through Cash App, or through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN show. And this is our Cash App account, and we have the link on the homepage of our website because there's some fake African History Network Cash App accounts out there, and I'm still trying to get them shut down. So when you scroll down our website, we have our Cash App information. Click right here, and it takes you to our Cash App link. It's $, the AHN show, SHOW. And when you go to it, it will say Michael also. So we have that there, and our PayPal information is here as well. PayPal.me/the AHN show. All right. So we'll hope to see you in class this Saturday. Remember, right knowledge corrects wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. And we'll talk to you next time. Peace.